First let the blood, then stop the heart. For the homestead. You cannot win.
Incisive Tactician. And welcome everybody here in Twitch chat and everybody on YouTube for some Riven LeBlanc Yetis. We have some new cards to try out. Some ones I'm pretty excited about. We have a brand new Yeti that may kind of give us enough Yetis. We're going to be playing our old ones. Yeti Yearling, Avros and Trapper that creates the Enraged Yeti. Tall Tales making an Enraged Yeti for us. But then, Ancient Yeti of course. But then we got this new one, Abominable Guardian, 8-mana Yeti. Round start, if you have 2+ Yetis, then summon me from hand, and then you also just create another one in the deck. It also has, if you play it, you get to draw a Yeti. You know, if you actually spend the 8 mana and play it instead of just it being summoned, it allows you to draw another one. Pretty cool, pretty excited about that. So as you can tell, all of our Yetis are 5/5s, right? Abominable Guardian's a 5/5, Ancient Yeti 5/5. All these other Enraged Yetis are 5/5s. I guess this one's not. But that means that if they're striking for 5 all the time, that's going to help us enable Reputation. And so we're going to be playing LeBlanc and some Reputation cards. Of course, LeBlanc wants us to deal 15 damage to level up. But then we're also going to have cards that reward us for having the 5+ power allies. We're going to have Bloody Business in here for removal. Whisper Words with a Reputation to draw extra cards, and Trifarian Assessor. Draw 1 for each 5+ power ally you have. We got some Yetis. We'll use Assessor to draw some cards. That's also going to help us with our top end. Our other Reputation card is Incisive Tactician. This is a card that just got buffed. You know, was a 4/5, got buffed up to a 5/5. And so now it's going to be a 6-mana 5/5 when I'm summoned Rally. And this is also very important that it's a 5/5 because we have the combo with LeBlanc that if we, you know, deal 15 damage, we level up LeBlanc, we do 15 damage again, we create a mirror image, and then our mirror image can just be 2 mana, summon a copy of an ally with 5+ power. We have an ally with 5+ power, Incisive Tactician, that has Summon Rally. So we make a copy of the Tactician, Rally. Then you get to attack, hopefully do 15 damage again, and do it all over again. Then, you know, make another mirror image, 2 mana, copy it, rally again, and so on. So that could be kind of cool. Basically, infinite rallies for 2 mana if you got that combo going. The other card that we got that I'm super excited about is a copy of Buried in Ice. This is a 9-mana slow speed spell that's really, really powerful. So if you think about the Enraged Yetis and just the Yetis in general, you get like 5/5s, but they're just generic 5/5s that are difficult to get through and do a bunch of Nexus damage. They don't have keywords or anything like that. But what Buried in Ice can do is just remove all of the blockers from your opponent. Afterwards, they can like play one blocker, but then, you know, you're going to be attacking and that's going to be a lot of damage. This is also amazing to play on your opponent's round, like whenever they have the attack token, because it, you know, that is the countdown too. So maybe they have the attack token, they have a bunch of stuff out, they like spend mana doing other things because they're not like too worried about, you know, your attacks, right? And then suddenly, boom, 9 mana, you Buried in Ice, get rid of all their blockers, and then they're like, oh no. And then, you know, you get to go to your turn with the attack token, open attack, and just get them like that too. So I'm pretty excited about that one. I think that Buried in Ice, I think both of those scenarios are just much, much better than a card like Pack Mentality. I think a lot of people play like Pack Mentality in this kind of deck, and I think that Buried in Ice is just such a better card than Pack Mentality for it, and this is what I kind of recommend. All right, that's enough talking. Let's get to playing. Let's see how it does. Riven LeBlanc Yetis. We'll go play 5 games in ranked. An updated deck with full nab? I do not. We did play some nab cards in our Twisted Swain deck, but just a full-on nab deck, I do not have an updated deck list for that. Okay, so we have 2 Yeti Yearlings. My hope, and I mulliganed both of those, was because my hope is that we would find Abominable Guardian, where I could have, you know, round 1 Yeti, round 2 Yeti, round 3 we put in an absolutely free Abominable Guardian. That was my hope. And then, you know, we could open attack with the Guardian. Ugh, no Guardian. So that's too bad. But that's what I tried to do.
We share the water's fortunes.
Okay, so we know they cannot have Avalanche. Let's play this LeBlanc.
Surprised to see you. You are not welcome.
So the LeBlanc gets our reputation going. That's 1 out of 4. No Avalanche again.
Patience. On the train.
Okay, so you're at so you're at 7, so you need 8. So I want to attack like this. So then that's 8 levels up, and then so we get 2 out of 15 towards the next one. The Bloody Business was exactly the card that I wanted to draw. I was hoping that we drew Bloody Business, which I guess putting in a Rage Yeti on the top 3 was not a good idea for wanting to draw Bloody Business, because, you know, like, this Promising Future Frozen Thrall. Okay, I was gonna say you have to be worried about the 5 mana Inquisitor, and so I was worried about that with the Bloody Business, but looks like it worked out. Let's play Ancient Yeti.
If I stumble, I have the earth to catch me.
So the good news, they only make 3 and not more than 3 with that. That's the good news.
That can't be.
Bad news, they got a whole bunch of 8/8s.
And let's take this outside.
And I can't kill anything. Yeah, bad news is we're dead, but good news. They can only make 3. How is this gonna work for us? How is this gonna work for us? Because I can't kill any of their things, because if I kill their stuff, then they just get 2 8/8s, unless I want to just, like, right, like they get an extra 8/8, unless I want to just, you know, actually kill everything. And then they just have 4 8/8s. I guess. Yeah, the other way we die to Ravine.
Only the finest serve.
Kill, die, kill, die. One. Let it happen. No. They always have the flash freeze card. Well, I guess they too much kill and die.
Walk around.
these old eyes still see far?
No, we have no chance of winning this. That's a million overwhelm damage. Any one of those is lethal, and there's a million of them. No. If they didn't have that Frostbite card, you know, it's presenting lethal, but they didn't. That Thrall deck, I can't ever beat that Thrall deck. I don't know how that deck ever loses. Great, we're playing against it again. I think I'm probably around like 0 or maybe 1 win and like 50 losses against this deck over the past month. I don't know how this deck ever loses. Okay, so this is gone. Can we get another Yeti? Like these two are definitely gone. It's the others. Can we get like lucky and get another Yeti and then play this for a second Yeti and then get the round start free Yeti? I kind of feel like that's what we need, right? Just like round start free Yetis. Yeah, that's what we needed, right? We needed the 8-drop where we drew a million cards. That's true. That's what we needed was the 8-drop. They always have this Thrall right away. Eh, even if they don't, we always lose anyway. Yep. So let's go with the Sentry. I was thinking about, you know, just not playing the Sentry, but I think it's worth it. So we'll have Trapper on 3. Hopefully on 4 we draw the Enraged Yeti and we can go Enraged Yeti plus Tall Tales. On 4. I'm still playing Trapper.
Ages pass,
Well,
yet I remain.
actually, no, let's do this. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah. Yeah, that worked.
You cannot fight the code.
Light the signal fire.
Okay, not the best time for the Ancient Yetis. They're a little expensive from here. Honestly, right now, just like playing another Trapper and stuff doesn't matter that much. I'm really scared again of yeah, the 5-mana 4/5, and so I wanted to find the fight spell, and so I just wanted to draw 2 and look for our removal spell, but we didn't get there.
It is time for you to prove
Yep,
yourself,
they got it.
warrior.
I dare not serve any other.
Man, they are so good at this game.
The trap is set.
I am not a fan of this Thrall deck because I just lose to it 100% of the time I play against it. Like, how do you beat 8/8s?
Ages pass, but
It's just ridiculous.
embrace the cold. Succumb.
What did you catch?
I don't think you said you either kill them fast. How could you have like a faster kill them fast is not realistic, right? Like that's not an actual answer, right? Like this is the start of round 6. So like if you didn't kill them in the first 5 rounds, which is not easy at all to do against Freljord. Like, you know, we're talking about Freljord. Like they have all like the avalanches and things like that, what they need, and like the frostbite spells. Like how you can't kill them fast. Like that's not realistic. And this is the start of round 6. They just have all these 8/8 overwhelms. You have to be able to like kill the frozen thrall.
Embrace the cold.
Yeah, people said that Aurelia Azir was good against this deck, but I'm not sure with having all the ice shards and avalanches. But I guess that was supposed to be a good matchup. I don't want to play the Bloody Business because I think it's likely that if I play Bloody Business, then they play Frostbite. I think that's very likely.
Patience.
Passage Unearned is pretty cool. It's like actually a card.
Stinging cold.
I don't think this deck ever loses. Maybe it's just like the decks that I play, right? Because I love to play like just kind of weird mid-range decks, right? Like that's what we play, and we just I have a 0% win rate against this deck. I don't know, maybe this deck loses to something somewhere, but whatever it loses to, it's not whatever I play. Hooray! This is a deck we can beat. They don't have Frozen Thrall. Do like card draw in this matchup, like Whisper Words. LeBlanc is fairly easy to kill, but we have the Troll Chant to protect LeBlanc. I don't know, maybe I should be keeping the Whisper Words. Oh, it's much worse than Bant Company versus Tron. You have a chance with, like, Tron has a fail rate. That Frozen Thrall deck doesn't have a fail rate. It's like turn Tron into a 40 card deck instead of 60.
The dark beckons.
Patience.
They cannot hide.
Safeguard our homes.
This is kind of the time to play LeBlanc, but they do have a ton of mana that I kind of feel like thinking about like what my opponent has and like the mana in this round and everything. I think they want me to play LeBlanc, right? Like they don't really want to use the removal on these things. So I think me not playing LeBlanc, right? Like I think that they want me to play it. Like yeah, so like I think they would have been happy if I would have played it.
Night falls.
These stories were true.
Notify. So these are like the two best cards they could have.
I need just a moment.
Stun plus blocker plus Notify.
In Avarosa's name.
Alright, well that
Your attack is obvious.
was the best interaction. So our reputation is at 1. We can spend 8 mana on Tactician. Doesn't have to be just... it doesn't have to be 6, right? Like we can spend 8 mana.
The best lies are beautiful.
People didn't refuse to run landmark removal during Aphelios Temple meta. There's just not very good landmark removal, right? Like there's like a couple, you know, like that you can easily count on one hand of like a removal, like landmark removal spells that you can play and not be embarrassed against aggro. And it's just, there's not very many of those. There's a couple you can. I should have paid attention to like how I'm leveling up the LeBlanc. I should have like the 3 5s together and then like the 3 1s after, but it's not that big of a deal. Yeah, but there's like Scorched Earth, Aftershock, like, and now Homecoming, and that's kind of about it.
First let the blood, then stop the heart.
You cannot win.
Incisive Tactician. GG's. It's not Thralls, we can win. Okay, so this is going to be interesting to see how we do against this Twisted Swain. Don't know exactly what kind of version of Twisted Swain my opponent is playing. I'm going to mulligan all of these, keep the Sentry. I would like Avaros and Trapper, I think. That's what, you know, we want those Enraged Yetis. Riven. Whoa, new champion has entered the game. New champ who dis. Game number 4, first time to see a Riven. The thing I'm worried about of playing Riven is, you know, stun plus Ravenous Flock, right? And so I could wait around and then just have Troll Champ protect Riven. At least from that.
Heart and blade, both broken.
That was a good play to attack first, so that they get the 2 extra damage in. Well, yeah, Riven's supposed to be in the deck, but it's the first time that we've seen it. But it has supposedly been in the deck the whole time.
History forgets, but the Black Rose remembers.
Fear the power you do not see.
You know nothing of real power, dear boy.
Never lost a fair game, or played one. Something for all of you.
Yep. The only reason to go red card there is you have Mega Rain.
Empire above all.
Unfortunately, as you can tell, it was the worst possible Mega Rain for us. So now if they have another Flock, game's over. Gotta hope they don't. Perfect hand. Perfect hand. So that's too bad. I think that that is a really, really good matchup for us. Okay, now playing against Misfortune Gangplank. I had to... PC was acting up, had to reset the PC. I think that Twist of Fate Swain should be a good matchup. Like, this is the kind of deck that should be very good against, just playing, you know, like a bunch of cheap 5/5s and everything. This hand would have been much better against Twist of Fate Swain than what we had, you know, having like Trapper and things like that. But yeah, you know, it's not always meant to be. I'm gonna actually keep the Guardian. You know what? Like, so we are playing against fast aggro, but a way to kind of beat fast aggro is like we're gonna need some cheap cards. And Guardian, hopefully, like we get the one I was thinking we get the one Yeti from the Enraged Yeti, we find another Yeti we get to play, and then the Abominable Guardian coming into play for free. Like, that's a way to get a big tempo boost. That's what's kind of thing that we need the tempo boost.
The dead don't need riches.
So I'm not going to block with the Yeti Yearling, because we want it in play for our Abominable Guardian.
War Mason, reporting for duty.
And now we can trade.
Glory of Noxus.
No prey, no pay.
Strike at their foundations.
Just always misfortune. I guess we just trade. I guess we can't take too much damage, especially now that there's a misfortune in play.
No.
Get some more Enraged Yetis in there somewhere. Hopefully Enraged Yeti. Alright.
History forgets, but the Black Rose remembers.
This is the exact round 4 I wanted.
Coming in hot. Try me.
I don't know why I'm attacking with the Sentry.
Don't get ahead of yourself.
Yeah, I was getting ahead of myself. I was just thinking the Sentry is good against Grenadier, but probably got a little ahead of myself. Of course, that could help me draw another Enraged Yeti. Oh.
Never
Okay.
stop shooting.
So we can pretend like the Sentry just died right there. Okay, so I think that Misfortune Gangplank's very good. I think this Pirate Burn's very good. And I've been impressed, like, I've seen people playing Double Up, and I've been very impressed with Double Up. And I know this kind of sounds weird right now, but I haven't been impressed with Make It Rain. Even though I know, like, the Make It Rain looks great right now. But I haven't been impressed by Make It Rain. Even though this is...
Make it interesting for me.
That Make It Rain looks perfect.
Victory requires a sharp blade.
Cover me, Crackshot.
You got it, Captain.
Time for violence.
Sharpen the blades, secure the kill. For glory.
Face me.
You are mine.
Remember me.
I never.
Butcher.
Well, this is gonna be tough.
Looking for trouble? It found you.
Gonna have to freeze those in ice. Cause we're kinda dead. I don't know if y'all could see that. That was like right on the edge of the picture. I don't know if y'all could see Harvey. She was just like, I guess she had some grass that she was just chewing on and being real loud, chewing on it really loudly. And I look back at her and she immediately drops it from her mouth and just like looks all, looks all sorry and everything. She's like, "Oop, sorry about that. Didn't mean to." That was pretty funny. All right. Anyway, I guess let's just go ahead and start here.
What did you catch?
I have my orders.
If only this was just like check at any time if you have 2 Yetis. Yeah, there's Double Up. See, Double Up I've been very impressed with. Alright, so lesson learned, don't keep the 8-mana Yeti. I thought that like maybe that could be good, but I think that, you know, like lesson learned, that was not very good. Okay, so we only went 1-4. I know that doesn't sound like a good record, but the thing is like, right now you just can't pay too much attention to the records, to be honest. It's like, how does the deck feel? How's the gameplay going? Everything like that. I thought there was a lot of good things that this deck was doing, but, you know, some inexperience from me, and also some poor luck led to that record. But I could definitely see playing this and just running it back the exact same list and going 4-1 with it. First, we did, you know, go 0-2 against the Thralls. The Thralls are just impossible to beat for any deck. So it was unfortunate that we got paired against it twice. You know, before today, I hadn't really been getting paired against Thralls, but I guess people are going to start playing it again now, which is very bad for me personally, because I can't beat that deck ever, as you know from watching those first ones. So really, we went 1-2 in like games that weren't against a deck that is unbeatable. And so in those ones, we went 1-2. One of them, and like both of those losses were kind of a little strange. The very last one, the Misfortune one, I think that I mulliganed incorrectly, you know, learning. I thought that like maybe this could be like a really big tempo boost to help us get ahead, but the game's too fast and it's too difficult to get 2 Yetis in play for the round start. So next time, send it back. Good lesson to learn there. And then the Twisted Fate Swain. I think Twisted Fate Swain is exactly what, like, that's exactly what we want to play against. If I had to choose a deck to play against, it's like Twisted Fate Swain, right? Like that's just what this deck with like these large bodies that can be cheap and a lot of card draw with these, like that's exactly what you want to face. But our hand was very poor and their hand was very good, and you know, we lost. Even the decks that you want to face, you're not going to win 100% of the time. So yeah, that's kind of like what happens sometimes. But I was still like overall pretty impressed, considering like our champions really didn't do very much. We only saw Riven the one time against Twisted Fate Swain. Was the only time in 5 games that we even drew a Riven, and they immediately had, you know, Stun plus Ravenous Flock. They immediately had that. LeBlanc we had a couple of times, but you know, it was okay. But we really didn't have our champions very much. We you know, didn't have like Ancient Yeti in the opener ever to do like the really good Ancient Yeti with like the round end stuff with that. So like we weren't really doing exactly what our deck is supposed to do all the time. Now that being said, I felt like our deck could have like maybe I don't know, maybe a little bit more removal. Like maybe could we have like Whirling Death in here also? I don't know if we have room for that. I don't know. There's some good stuff going on here, right? But I think that, you know, I think it would just kind of need to like play some more games and see what happens a little bit more in some more games before having like a major, you know, before really changing anything or having any kind of like major insight into the deck. We had just some weird games happen there. Anyway, those of y'all watching later on YouTube, I would really appreciate if you try this deck out, just like all of them, and give me some feedback, right? I always appreciate the feedback, but especially newer decks like this, I would really like to hear the feedback to, you know, like you know, play some more games. You know, you'll have like some different games there, and let me know if there are cards that are under or overperforming, or you got other ideas for cards to take out and put in, and why, and things like that. So anyway, that's going to be it here though for Riven LeBlanc Yetis. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you for the next video.